As we mentioned, at least one American is still recovering from the attack in Barcelona. Tourists from all over the world were killed in yesterday's massacre. CBS News foreign correspondent Deborah Pata is in Barcelona, where she talked with survivors.
Packed with tourists from around the world, Las Ramblas was turned into a chaotic scene of carnage on Thursday. Bodies were strewn along the street as people ran panicked in all directions.
What happened? Oh, God.
Native New Yorker Alex Luca is on holiday in Spain with his family. It was a belated celebration for his younger sister's birthday.
Within seconds, there was panic.
They arrived at Las Ramblas in a tour bus just as the terrorist van began mowing down pedestrians.
Upon impact, you just start seeing bodies and you start seeing people sprinting, and you could tell like that was a definition of fear.
Come on. Just come with me.
His biggest concern was for his sister. Luca recorded this video as they made their escape.
I just told her to do everything I said. I told her, you and I are one person now. You do what I do, you listen to what I say, and you don't go anywhere without me.
Barcelona resident Liam Searle was skateboarding down the road when people began screaming and running for their lives. He didn't stop to look, but ran for safety into a nearby theatre.
When I was inside the theatre, they were treating a small girl outside, and she was probably from the ages of, like, I don't know, 6 or 7, and she was screaming her eyes out in pain.
Searle says he cannot block out the horrifying images that he saw yesterday, but people in Barcelona, he says, will not be defined by fear and death.
Also in Barcelona is CBS News foreign correspondent Elaine Cobbe. She's joining me now. Elaine, what is the latest on the investigation?
Well, Vlad, the police chief here, is holding a press conference as we speak, and he has said that the police are going on the hypothesis that a number of attacks over recent days, a number of incidents, are all related. 2 days ago, there was a huge explosion in the house in Alcanar, as we heard in the earlier report, and they believe it's possible that was where they were planning attacks. And they believe that all of the people involved in the attacks in Barcelona, in Cambrils down the coast, were working together, and they may in fact have been working on much bigger attacks. The police believe they foiled a worse event. They also have 4 people in custody, 1 picked up in Alcanar and 3 others. They are 3 Spanish, 1 Moroccan. They're all young, in their 20s and early 30s, but the driver of the van who drove into all of those people at Las Ramblas is still on the run.
And Elaine, presumably this operation is still ongoing, given that that driver of the vehicle is still on the run, and given that this appears to be a much more complicated, planned plot to attack people there in Barcelona, as opposed to just a one-off where somebody decided, because he was inspired by ISIS, to use his vehicle as a weapon.
Yes, they are very much going on the idea that this was a planned series of attacks, that the group wanted to cause a lot of injury and death, and to really bring out terror here in northern Spain, in Catalonia.
And so let's set this for our viewers. What is significant about Las Ramblas? Why was it a significant target threat?
Las Ramblas is like the tourist heart of Barcelona. It's a throbbing area where there are cafes and bars. People wander down there all day long and late into the night. It's particularly popular with young people who party late into the night here. It's a very wide avenue. There are roads for traffic on each side, one-way traffic on each side, and then this big wide pedestrian area in the middle where you can buy newspapers at the newspaper kiosks. There are gift stalls. It's very lively, and it's someplace everybody who visits Barcelona goes to. And it's clearly an attempt to affect the tourism industry, to attack people enjoying the summer vacation, because let's not forget, it's not just vacation time here in Spain, it's huge vacation month for Italians and for the French. It looks like the largest number of those injured in the attacks were French, who were all here vacationing in Barcelona, which is just next door to that.
Right, France is very, very close to that city. Let's go to Cambrils. Why would the terrorists threaten Cambrils?
not so much the town itself. I think it's because it's a resort town. We've seen before in the attacks in Paris and in Nice, there seems to be a desire to hit at the Western European way of life, the Western way of life, at people enjoying themselves, going to the beach, having fun, drinking, and to hit at a tourist town by the sea, you are hitting at people who are doing things that perhaps they don't agree with, but also striking fear not only into the locals, but with all the tourists who come to stay. And that affects business here. Catalonia is a big tourism area. Barcelona is a very popular destination for tourists, not just from Europe, but from around the world, as we've seen from the nationalities who were injured. And if you can hit at that, then they're hitting also at the economy, and they're bringing real fear, because it's, you know, it's not targeting the police, it's not targeting the military, it's targeting ordinary people just out to have fun.
Elaine Cobbe in Barcelona. Elaine, thank you for your reporting.